actually better than I expected.
Fuck you talking about? I'm a fucking artist.
All right, we're gonna do an unknown after that, whatever that was. We're Jungle Beats, Australia's plug to the weirdest intros in the country. So we have a Patreon, and this is a place where people can support us, support our content, all the work and time we put into this. And we have a feature on their Patreon which gives artists the ability for us to review their music, okay? It's a $10 a month option, and we will review their music. And this is the second time we are covering Savan DePaul. We initially covered him a track, or 2 tracks. He released an EP recently.
I believe we had a lot to say. I think there's a lot we thought we could use improvement. We also loved a lot about what he did as well.
And now he's released an EP called Musings from a Jovian moon. So, this is a 6-track EP.
Very excited to see how the growth is here and also what we're going to hear.
All right. So Savan DePaul, thank you for supporting us.
Much love, man. Thank you. Remember, if you want your stuff reviewed as well, if you want to support us, we'll help reach back to you. We love helping unknown artists and just getting their music out there.
Exactly. It's a good way to get exposure to a unique audience. Anyway, Savan DePaul.
Savan DePaul.
Musings from a Jovian moon. Track 1, Nebula Rock.
Lights all fast in a cosmic canvas. Read the atmosphere with toxic planets. Lights all radio, let's get off. Celebrate our catch on a Nebula Rock. Forget our world, let's dance on stardust. Better just never lock apart us. Ignore the media, right? That streaks through the night and constantly beats us right. My God. Read the atmosphere with toxic planets. Lights all radio, let's get off. Celebrate our catch on a Nebula Rock.
You got to be honest. We have to be. That's the thing.
I plan to be. We
have to be, no matter what.
You know what? The good thing about the production to me is it took me really off guard.
Definitely.
And
straight from
the more the production sort of played on, the more I enjoyed it. The thing I didn't like about this track was the hook. I thought the hook was really boring. I thought it was kind of a bit too repetitive. I don't think that it really matched the production at all. Yeah, I didn't mind the verses. I thought the verses were okay, but once again, I think your vocals didn't really fit what the beat was doing.
Yeah, agreed. That's really what I wanted to illustrate, is that it felt weird. Like I hadn't heard those collections of sounds with that type of flow before.
But also, I think that maybe if this EP holds more things similar to this, it might make more sense.
Right, for sure.
So I'm not gonna say too much more about that yet because I don't want to. But I did like how the beat progressed. I eventually grew me, but I feel like a lot of your vocals, definitely the hook, just didn't match the beat at all.
I feel similar. Not going to add anything else more. We'll see how it keeps progressing.
Exactly.
Jovian jazz.
Man, it took me off guard.
Fuck yeah, it did.
Better than gas and F, damage the rapper's specs. And it's a rapping set, candle blast the next. And with the spastic left, way more than an AU for the sun. Playing hockey for the for the fun. Better than that, ever shoot for the gun. This day, please must move to the tongue. Jovie jazz, super soul swift. In a black spaceship that moves in no trip. My engage and cruising the toe quick. In a jiffy of chicks lagoon, the old flick. Somewhat eventual fame, it's all a blur. Our pilots very expensive cargo through time and space. The black spaceship designated as glorious to a foreign wonderland.
It seems like he's influenced sonically by this electro kind of dubstep vibe.
I wouldn't call it dubstep.
It's like spacey, like we're in kind of space kind of thing. It's very electronic type of thing. It's hard to describe.
It's very heavy on the percussion as well. A lot of different percussion going on. A lot of different changes too.
I think if you're going to try and speak more in the latter half of the song, you're trying to speak more, tell more of a story, I dropped the production down a little bit. It's hard to make out what he's saying. I don't know, did you understand what he was saying?
Yeah, I caught a lot of what he was saying. I honestly thought that, I just felt with the production, this sort of crazy and all over the place, I just wanted some different things with his vocals. Once again, I was drawn to the production, but I was left a little bit hazed out by the vocals. I thought that just adds maybe scream a bit, maybe add some high...
he's talking.
Yeah, scream a bit, add some high pitch, have a bit more versatility. I feel like because you're keeping the same tone for the whole thing of the song, when the beat's kind of changing a lot, it's just sort of what I'm feeling so far. I just feel I just feel like the vocals could be improved a lot. Not necessarily lyrically, I thought, because a lot of what I caught was pretty good, but just a bit more creativity with the vocals.
I agree.
And effects.
It does... Yeah.
I just feel it would complement the beat a lot more.
The next track is Exoplanet 3B,
Get it?
featuring Paul M. Sutter.
Taking it back.
There's obviously no sunlight on your road. 100 kilometers of ice, that is pitch black.
The concept is interesting.
That's probably my favorite track so far. I actually wouldn't have mind a bit more vocals on there, but I kind of like the interlude to the outro with like the theme that you've got going on. I love the beat switch up towards the end of there. I thought that was really beautiful. I wasn't too sure about the 80 synths that were going on throughout the whole track, but I guess you're trying to give it that spacey feel, so it did match that. I don't mind that track at all. I thought it was very creative. The beat was beautiful, like a good switch up. Pretty happy with that one.
I don't really have much thoughts on that. I think you articulated from a musical standpoint why that would be a quality track, but I just didn't enjoy it.
No, I quite enjoyed that
Not
one.
my cup of tea.
No, I really enjoyed that one. That was good.
But the theme is interesting. I will point out, the theme is interesting. I'm learning more. Thanks for dropping the production. Future Pop Battlestar.
Troops on the ground, swoop from the cloud.
Walking with identity if you always know.
With purpose, political murder, and dissident, urgency, wicked and servicey sexing. Here's a lesson in combating imperial tactics. What is the planning? I like it when you end them, Station, stacked up in various places. On the casing, shower placement. Gotta be vigilant, life is not really a state, kid.
I don't know, I don't really have thoughts on this type of music because I don't know when I would ever listen to this type of sonic. Like this, I don't know, it doesn't really engage me too much. It just kind of zoned out. I could put this on in the background for sure and just zone the fuck out.
I actually quite like this track as well. I'm already hearing
You like the
inspiration.
production heavy tracks, right?
I also like the creative. Remember how on the second track I said I wanted the voice to do more? I said it needed more effects, I needed some pitches.
Yeah,
This
you
is
did.
sort of what I meant in a
You
way.
wanted high
Like
pitch, didn't you?
because the production has that theme, it has that sort of all over the place feel. I think that what he's done, pretty much exactly what you've done here, is that kind of what I was feeling in a way. And also I'm getting mad Deltron 3030 vibes. Your flow use at the start was very reminiscent of Deltron 3030. For you, because you're not familiar, do you know Del the Funky Homo Sapien, who's done stuff with the Gorillas?
No.
You know the guy who raps on, the Unhappy.
Yeah.
The guy who raps after that, that's still the Funky Homo Sapien.
after.
So he did an album called Deltron 3030, and it's basically him rapping about as if he's in the year 3030.
Okay.
And he uses
Very futuristic
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah. So he uses very similar sort of vibes to this.
Okay.
Not so much instrumental, but more so flow-wise. So if you're watching this, Savan DePaul, and you hear this,
You think he's watching it?
and you
We
better
made a
be.
video for you, Savan. We better be
And
fucking
you-
watching it.
and then you hear this. I'm just tell me if you do it. If you did have vibes from 3030, because I'm getting them mad. And like I said, I'm liking the production here. I'm liking the voice pitches a lot. I think that this is definitely one of the better tracks as well, which fits the theme of this. And yeah, I quite enjoyed this track. This is good.
It's making me see another perspective. I like it. Star Devour 2. Very interesting names. And you could have walked into this music. You could have just played this from the start.
I'm past stage grind, space worms. I show the goddess by the cake curves. I ain't the dom by the grace first. I have to prophesy a safe word. Might be a false god than him. How I explain my gift to him? Cause pitch cards, they're raw, crispy titting. I count on the joy that the mission brings. And now I aim to the pastor's yield. Soon as I hop out the captain will, and LCP real fast and chill. Hey. Blood on the fruit, rough, and I call it thing leaves. When I see my drive to keep alive, I'll reach up and praise he.
Wow, this track rides out. I'm really liking the orchestral vibes on this one. It's more grand. It's more. A lot of this is grand, but yeah, I'm
like
liking it.
it's still very spacey, and also listening to more of the tracks now, it makes me appreciate the first 2 tracks a lot more that I didn't appreciate.
Because
I
we get it.
I still hold to a lot of what I said about being a little bored and also the flow a lot, but now that we're hearing these tracks, the theme and also what you're doing style-wise makes a lot more sense. So
It's cohesive sonically.
that track I didn't really think too much about. I was just more sort of laid back and just vibing out. But once again, the production is what I'm loving most here. That beat was really good. That was a really good beat.
Last track is Europa Funk Mini Mix.
Talking up to see a secret of people that involves center hatred and division that proves lethal. It's true, people. Humans are fucked up, so don't forget it. From tech addiction, sex, religion, I like to highlight some sun uncovered topics that need recognition. Your smartphone got your lips sweating. You feed for that keyboard waiting to hit set it. And it's frequently happening to our friends, get it? And that's the epidemic of tech upon humans. Look at all of us instead of a god human. Funny how the overlords of Mother Earth can't handle life without digital first. I need the rope of funk, dipping the psyche, molest the slightly. Get it right, G. Come on, can't shake the feeling that emptiness I have. Took me until now to finally take grasp of the flaws of every single person in the world. Overly pretentious, G. Manipulated, lies to just like you. Deep down, I know I'm fucked up just like you. I need your funk, dipping the psyche, molest it slightly. Get it right, G. I need your funk, dipping the psyche, molest it slightly. Get it right, G. That's the epidemic of tech upon humans. Look for all of us instead of all humans. The function of without tech is brutally not real to our kid.
That was the best track right there. That was beautiful.
It's pretty damn good.
Fuck me, especially with that female vocals
At the end, so.
Oh man. I fall asleep to that. That was really nice.
That was really dope.
It was diverse. It went all different types of real energies.
The production was absolutely amazing, that track.
Yeah.
Sheesh. And also, yeah, and even the way that you sort of flowed on that, I quite enjoyed. But I think if I did have to say something, I still would have liked. I just feel like a lot of the time, like your tones are very the same a lot of the time. Yeah. I just feel like some more experimentation with that tone would definitely add a lot more color to albums like this because there's already so much in the production. But if you intended to do that for a reason, then respect to that too. Yeah. And if I had one word for this sort of, or one sort of like adjectives for this album, I don't know what I'm going with. Like I'd say it's like an 80s space ride. Because all over this album or this EP, there's just 80s sounds everywhere. Like 80s keys, 80s drums, 80s synths.
I think this is an album for the future. I don't think we're ready for this.
What's the thing? It's as if the future isn't the 80s though. Or as if in the future the 80s has come back. So it's kind of like you're in like an 80s car driving through space. That's how I feel.
Holy shit.
Basically, you're in the car with some homies.
That's a mind fuck.
You're smoking a J with a few homies in an 80s car and you're flying through space with like a rainbow going behind you.
And that's the year 3000.
That's it. That's how I feel listening to this.
Yep. This is future music, baby.
Yeah. So honestly, I wasn't feeling it the first 2 tracks, but towards the whole thing and now as a total thing, I think it's actually a really good EP. I think the production is like start to finish, just kept the theme.
Cohesive. Sonically, very cohesive. You
experimented very, very nicely with a few alterations with your voice a lot. So if there's one thing I could say that I'd want more from you, it's just more experimentation with your tone. I feel like your tone could definitely, and also just trying a bit more things with your voice too. But production, I can't fault it really. It was really good. It was the most enjoyable part of this EP. It really just let you trance out and just imagine. And that's all I got to say.
That's good. That's good cohesive thoughts right there. Just real briefly, last 20 seconds, Savan. This is not something I listen to, this type of music, so you don't take this personally. It's just not it's not what I would go to. It's not a mood that I ever have, is to listen to this type of music, but I definitely appreciate and see the artistic integrity that Alexander Mann here has articulated so well. But it's a niche, this type of sound and music, and you will have that niche. People will love that. I know there's
definitely
a niche for this type.
There'll be people out there that will fuck with this sound. Yeah. It's just a matter of getting to those people.
I'm not one of them right now, so Yeah.
I'll probably get back to this. I found this really, really creative.
Savan DePaul, Unknown Artist Reaction Review. See, we don't usually react to EPs or albums from unknown artists on Patreon because it usually takes us time. We got to warm up to the artist, a couple of months of building a relationship and supporting us. And so now this is a thank you for Savan. And yeah, hopefully this helps you expose you to a couple of new people.
Yeah, man. Much love for supporting us, and I hope that us supporting you back in whatever way we can is good as well. So
Savan DePaul.
Yeah.
Jungle Beats.
Jungle Beats. All love ya.
Savan DePaul.
Kick those in my Timbos, up in big pose, get smacked with the pistol, leave your shit swole, fall back, nigga limbo if it ain't tenfold, pop that pussy like a nympho.